All right, guys, we're going to be reacting to Feminists Are Furious Over nose ring theory, guys. I'm telling y'all, the demons are coming out, man. I never understood why some females, they just like to just put that shit in their nose, man. I'm telling you. Let's jump in and see what's going on.
Nose ring theory. Always has to be some dude in my comments going, septum ring theory.
What's your septum piercing theory?
You know, that's not very nice.
Can anyone tell me?
What was that?
Can anyone tell me what the septum ring theory is?
Oh, septum theory? Oh, you don't like my septum piercing? Bye!
Bye, Felicia.
I'm telling you, every time that I see a septum thing or a nose ring, I go, because there's no way you can take that serious. Why would you put a ring in your nose?
Oh, you mean the theory that if a woman with a septum ring posts a picture or video of herself on the internet, her comment section will be swarmed with butthurt sensitive little boys triggered by a piece of metal in her nose? Yeah, I'm familiar with the theory.
Stay away from women with septum piercings. They are horrible people. They're
Damn.
the most evil beings that you will ever encounter on this game that we call life. All right? You know about the devil, but what if I told you there's a reincarnated form walking and roaming this earth and all they got is a septum piercing? And I get what you're saying. Why would you just typecast one group of people, right? It's because it's always been true. Yeah, I get what you're saying. But bro, everybody with the septum piercing, they happen to be like the sexiest people on earth.
No, that's not true. That's not true. How? I've never been in a position or never known anybody that says, you know what, a septum piercing is the most sexy thing ever. It's actually, you know, causes the opposite effect. Like you start feeling kind of weird, and all of a sudden you start thinking about demonic stuff. Like, there's no way, man. There's no way you can just find this attractive, guys. There might be some 10%ers out there that think this is kind of acceptable, I guess, but it's not, man.
That's true, but that is to compensate for how bad of a person they are on the outside. You feel what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
like their heavenly restriction. If you know Jujutsu Kaisen, they're going to be so sexy, it has to get balanced out with a flaw. This flaw being that they are evil and bad people. They cannot have both, gang. Just the way you're reacting to this information, I'm already knowing you're not gonna listen to my warning, bro. But when you go and tap in because you're being curious, you know what curiosity did to the cat, right? That's the same thing that's gonna happen to you. But on the inside, shit's gonna numb you. It's gonna desensitize you. You're not gonna want any other woman after that. You dance with the devil, buddy. I tell you all the time, bro, this shit don't come from nowhere. I speak from experience, gang. Look, and don't make fun of me when I say this, gang. She was light-skinned. She was a nurse. She had a
That's a nurse, bro. You don't marry. See, a lot of these folks don't understand. There's a reason why a lot of people are very hesitant when it comes down to nurses. I was talking to my wife about this in the morning, just because we like to come up with some theories about these things. What I come up with, and I think with some insight from her, is that the nurses, they have a lot going on through 12 hours shift. So when they come back home, they want to dump it somewhere in the home. It's going to be dumped because they cannot allow themselves to carry all that burden all day. So they're bringing all that stuff in, and all of a sudden they have septum piercing. What do you think is going to happen? Exactly. That's what it's going to happen. Your life is going to be ruined. You're going to just basically just wake up the next day with a bad taste in your aura. It's gonna be disgusting, man. Why people would just say this to say yes to this? I don't know.
septum piercing. And when it was time to do that, you know what tattoo she had on her thigh? She had the rose tattoo.
Ah, man, F that, bro. That's a no-no.
The peacock.
That's a no-no. All those tattoos means that they
But
are
you're not
pure
gonna listen to me though, right? Okay.
Yep. Wow.
I'm going to hold your hand with an industrial paper towel.
There we go. Like, you can already tell there's something is off. Look at this eye. This eye looking over there, always almost a 45-degree angle, almost a 90-degree angle. And this one looking straight. Look at
when
that.
I tell you that your comments saying nose ring theory are literally doing the opposite of what you think they are.
Uh-huh.
I want to look this way. I want you to be able to look at me and see that I am a safe space and that I don't tolerate it. I want you to look at me and know, Donald Trump, man, honestly.
There you go.
What's going on in the world right now? Honestly, if I'm not for you, good.
Septum theory is a
So these people are basically just, NPCs, man. They're just simply NPCs. Look at this dude, man. Look at this dude, man. NPCs, man.
theory in which everybody who has a septum piercing is mentally unstable, weird, or has had trauma in their past. Everybody I've ever met who does have a septum piercing, including myself, falls into this category.
Okay, what's with you and septum piercing?
God,
It always starts with a girl, doesn't it? So there was this girl, and we had been talking for at least 4 months. Then we had been dating for about 6 months, and it got to the point where I was literally like, yeah, this is gonna be the girl for me. I'm gonna give it 2 years and I'm marrying this girl. Easily. She was literally the kind of girl you would dream of. She was everything you would want physically, everything you would want personality-wise, everything you would want in her sense of loyalty. She didn't really have many friends. I was her first body. She was everything
Bullshit.
that I wanted. There was no one who could really separate us.
Bullshit. Shout out to this dude, man. Yeah, he fell for it. He fell for it, man. He just fell for it. This dude fell for it. No way you can have a septum piercing. It might be out there and you are a virgin. It makes no sense. It makes literally no sense.
All of a sudden, one day, it was like just a switch happened. She had been talking to this other girl, which I had no idea about. This girl was everything that my girlfriend wasn't. Body wasn't good. She was horizontally challenged. She had a septum piercing. Personality was disgusting. The looks was just an absolute no. Everything about her was bad. So these two finally met up one day. They started hanging out pretty much every single day. This girl was here all of the time. I even met the girl at one point, and I think within the first 4 seconds, I went, nah, this ain't, I don't like her. Immediately. You could feel the vibe on her. It was everything negative rather than positive. She would always complain. Everything was always a man's fault. She hates men.
Oh, negative aura, negative aura.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's this. It's like the plague. It sticks to you. It's disgusting. So anyway, the first change that I noticed, because my girl was blonde, she made my girlfriend dye her hair black, changed her entire aesthetic to wearing nothing but dark out, black emo clothing, started wearing eyeliner. This all happened in the span of a week. One by one, it was one day black hair. Next day was the makeup change and eyeliner. Third day was the outfit. Fourth day was the septum piercing. And then I think after the septum piercing, it didn't look like my girl anymore. It looked different. As weeks started to go on, she started to try and stick other things in it to widen the gap. And it was almost like this girl had just come from the demon realm and just turned my girl into something that she wasn't. So then eventually my girl's personality...
I think she slept with your girl, bro. That's what happened. I think she slept with that woman and has emotional damage. And after that, she started just transforming to that same demon. That's what happened.
Changed, and I couldn't take it no more. I told her specifically that you even had to change or we're over. And because I had such a great relationship with her parents at the time, my parents would spam call me asking if I had done anything. And I was like, no, I didn't do anything to your girl. Your girl met this one girl and she changed her, and the parents didn't believe me. So I begged them, I say, listen, if you don't believe me, come out for a coffee and then we'll discuss the whole thing. Sat them down, explained everything. They took my side.
You sat down with the parents?
Yes! Yes!
You sit down with a parent? Of course you have to, you loser. This is what happened with masculinity. He said, guys, listen to me. At some point, you have to sit down with your woman's parent, guys. You have to sit down and you tell them, I'm going to be the one just handling the business of my own home. Why this dude's just... This is with the problem with masculinity right here. This dude is... I don't know. He's weird. He has some weird teeth too. And he's... he gave me some soul boy energy. Yeah, you have to sit down, especially with his dad. With her dad, I mean. Because the dad needs to know that you're the man of the house, that you're going to take care of business.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't think you understand. When you really like a girl, you're gonna do whatever you can to save her. Eventually, she turned on everyone, even her own family, and it just wasn't my girl anymore. It was like she had been possessed or taken over. It just wasn't my girl. And after that moment, every time I looked at a girl with a septum piercing, all I still see is that other girl who stole my bit.
I'm convinced that septum piercings are a mind control device.
Ooh.
Just yesterday, we witnessed one of these people having a meltdown over the fact that men aren't forced to be their financial slaves after divorce.
Because these men make it so hard. They
React
make
to
it
this
so
one.
hard. I can't handle it. I can't
Yo,
handle
you guys notice that? She's mad. She's mad, but laughing at the same time. Y'all notice that?
Because these men make it so hard. They make it so hard. I can't handle it.
There you
I
go.
can't handle this. I can't handle men anymore. Y'all are liars. You lie to women. You promise us a lot. We are objects to you.
Bam.
We are things that you put on your shelf. You're just surviving, trying to raise these kids, trying to do the best you can, and you get $250 a month. What the? That is pennies. I had to put my boots on the ground and become a single mom at 21 years old. My life is not what I wanted it to be.
The implication of happy wife, happy life is that if your wife is unhappy, she's gonna make your life miserable. Like she's a bomb you have to defuse every day, or it just spreads chaos and suffering to the whole family. First of all, nobody can be responsible for somebody else's happiness, never mind somebody whose mood depends on where the moon is. Can you imagine a man being like, yeah, if I'm having a bad day, so is she, and so are the children, and it's her fault? Oh my god, that's insane.
Good point. That's a good point.
Why is that normal to say? How about I love you and we're gonna work through this together, and sometimes my feelings aren't everyone else's problem? But no, a lot of women will be like, yeah, he's gotta maintain me. Oh, are you like a dog that he needs to walk and feed every day, and if he doesn't, you're gonna pee on the carpet because you're reactionary and volatile? And then they'll be mad if he agrees that she's like that. Like, some of these dudes, they sound like their wife is a temple that they have to sacrifice to every day, or else it unleashes a plague. You know what else makes their emotions everyone else's problem? A toddler. Even then, when you feed it and love it and take care of it as best you can, it'll still cry and keep everybody up. Don't acknowledge that something perfectly applies to both you and a 2-year-old, and then be like, but we're equal though. Oh my goodness, pick one.
Hey, what are you doing?
Eating a sandwich.
Oh, we're going to my parents' house for dinner.
I know, I can't wait to see him.
Okay, then why are you eating?
Okay, that's a chest test. That's a chest test right there. He's chest testing you.
Hungry.
You can't wait an hour?
I'll be hungry again. It won't be an hour. I'm gonna have to hug them, talk. It'll be like 2 hours before I even see an appetizer.
Okay, what if I tell them as soon as we walk in, he's hungry?
No, that's weird. And it's all about me eating.
That's what you want.
No, it's not. I want to eat right now.
I would never do this to your parents.
You're using sign language. What do you? Let me know in the comment section below. How will you guys handle that? First of all, she should not be acting like that. First of all, well, how? Let's say you're Bob. You're Bob, and this situation, your woman is testing you. How will you handle that? Let me know in the comment section below.
I'm eating a sandwich.
Why is Valentine's Day and also weddings typically more about pleasing the woman than celebrating the couple?
Because that's just how the world made it.
All right, well,
why are there more traditions to celebrate women, and would that make sense if we're living in a patriarchy?
Because women are the prize.
Because if it wasn't for a woman, there wouldn't be any men on this earth. So we should be celebrating women every day.
But doesn't it take men to also produce more women?
But doesn't it take a woman first? You can get an IVF without a man and still have a baby. You can't be a man and do that. You can only be a woman.
An IVF baby.
You know what's crazy about this females, man? It's just they're a bunch of NPCs, man. They just, I don't know why, but they cannot recitate things that are different from what we already know. It's like they're being possessed So probably some spell has been cast on these people. They're distasteful, and I think there's a real theory with this. They created the men that they don't like, that distaste, and I think this is a very good way for them to just allow them to be real with themselves, which is basically the truth, that they distaste weak men.
He still needs a man to fertilize the egg. Not only that, but a man is the one who pioneered the research and technology for IVF babies.
You don't want to hear that.
I find it funny that they are trying to convince themselves that they are superior to the people they rely on to do all the hard work for them, so they can have their comfortable air-conditioned job.
So I cook, I clean, I do the laundry, I take care of our daughter all day, so I feel like I finally get it for the first time in my life, all the work that women have been doing for thousands of years. Yeah. And I gotta say, it is not that hard, actually.
It's not. It's not, guys.
Are you gonna talk to me?
What are we, Billy?
What do you mean, what are we? Are you gonna...
There we go. He already lost. He already lost. This guy... He already lost, man. He already lost. My girlfriend picking a fight because I checked single at the doctor office. You know what I would do if I win? I will leave her right there in the doctor office. Don't come back. Don't even talk to me like that. Don't ever talk to me like that. This dude just trying to just reason with these females. You guys are weak as hell, man. You're wasting your time. You should not be doing this. And not only that, you should not allow your woman to talk to you like this.
What are we?
There's no way this is why you're upset.
What are we? Because on the doctor's paper, you marked down single.
You have to double down, bro. I'm single because we're not married. That's simple as that. You don't like it, you can get it out of the car.
When you put me
have
as
to
your
double down,
emergency
guys.
contact, you checked marked friend.
There's like 4 options. It's married.
He already losing. He's explaining himself way too much. Not only explaining himself, you guys have to listen. He's trying still to reason with her.
Single, divorced, or I don't even know the other one.
Oh.
And then no, it's not girlfriend. And then what's the other one? What did you say? Emergency contact?
Yeah.
It literally says spouse, parent, friend.
And you put me down as friend?
You want me to put
Are you
parent?
friend zoning me? We've been dating for 2 years and I'm getting friend zoned?
Zoned?
Okay.
Double down, my guy. You have to double down, guy. This is a test. You double down. Yes, I'm putting you a friend. You have a problem with that? Okay, we break up. That so be it. You have to double down, guys. You have to double down. This is the majority of tests. This is how you pass the majority of tests. Double down or simply don't follow the game. Simple. You double down and she tell you, are you been watching The Neighbor? You said yes. You have a problem with that? Because it's not the action. Even if you never done it before, you just double down. Yeah, she has nice legs. She works out. I'm attracted to a very attractive woman. Even though you were not doing it, the reason is, guys, because it's a test. It doesn't matter if you were doing it, if you put like brand, it has nothing to do with that, guys. It's a test. Tests are meant for the female to check whether or not your man, if her man is the man. If you keep failing, this is where the emasculation happens. And this is where it happened, the emasculation through 1,000 concessions. This is Mr. Cooper talked about this in his book. You started conceding a lot, right? It gets to the point you completely emasculate. You can't even walk with your toes in your floor, and you don't castle because you just emasculated. And this is how they do it. You have to just always pass these tests. Look at it, he's smiling.
You guys are f***ing Are you kidding?
No battery left.
What the pulsing through my hand?
She's got shoes on. Take your shoes off.
Oh, take your shoes off.
Oh, is that why?
Yeah, you're not her.
Do one more test.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! Whoa.
Yeah, that was kind of weird. Well, let me know what you guys think, guys. I would love to hear you guys' opinions. I'll see you in the next one.